I'm hiking a trail in Bukhansan National Park in Seoul. Okay, I think I'm gonna call this episode 1,000 Ways to Turn Your Ankle. Alright, I don't know what the sign is saying. Is that a wild pig? Is that what I'm being warned? Don't pet the wild pigs, or don't feed them, don't eat them. Okay, now keep an eye out for some wild pigs. There's a fast montage of videos from places I've visited around the world. I'm Joe LaManna, and this is The Nervous Flyer. Everything I need is on the ground. I arrived in Seoul on a short flight from Tokyo, and this was the first time I was able to see the view from a camera at the front of the plane, seeing what the pilot sees. As a nervous flyer, there's comfort in seeing the runway as you're coming in for a landing. Now, I'm here to try the food and experience the culture, but K-pop music was the catalyst for my interest in coming to Korea. And your immersion into that world starts at the airport. There's a tradition in K-pop that when groups leave the country, fans and paparazzi go to the airport to see them off. For example, I'll pick a random K-pop group, let's say Twice, whom I don't know or love. They'll go to Incheon airport, they'll line up outside the terminal for fans and press to take photos, then they'll go into the terminal, and you can stand in the spot where Twice stood if you're a fan, which I'm not. I arrived at Gimpo airport, same thing. Twice will enter the terminal, cameras follow them. Fans take photos, sometimes hand over cards and gifts. They'll walk through the terminal and duck into the priority check-in area. Then the fans and media will run around this corner, go down this passageway, and wait for them to come out the other side. Then they get to the security gates, and that's as far as we go. Then, once you're out of the airport on the subway, you notice another K-pop tradition, which is celebrating the birthday of a K-pop idol. Chewie from Twice had her birthday the day before I arrived, and it was Chewie Day in Korea. And soon enough, you're noticing birthday billboards for many idols. It's a great way to keep them in the public eye, I suppose, keep up the excitement. Alright, I'm in the Gangnam district, and I'm going to try a dish called bulgogi, which I believe means fire meat, and it's at this place here. It took me a while to find it because I was looking for the English name, but a nice person pointed me in the right direction. It should be in here. Alright, I believe that is the meat concoction. And then I have some leaves. I think I'm supposed to wrap stuff. I'm not entirely sure what I'm supposed to do, but I will figure something out. That's rice in here. All right. I'll figure something out. I felt self-conscious talking into a camera in a restaurant full of people, so I'll go into voiceover mode. I made a lettuce wrap with the rice and the meat, copying what other people were doing. First impression? There were a lot of great flavors. The meat and onions stir-fried together. A bit spicy, not ridiculously spicy, but there's enough ping there. The lettuce leaf was cool and gave a nice contrast to the meat and onions. Overall, very, very good. All right, that was interesting. It was very spicy. I still don't know what kind of meat it was. I didn't actually order anything. I just sat down and they brought me food. So I guess everybody gets the same thing. At that restaurant, there are no menus. But whatever meat it was very, very tasty, very spicy, and that's bulgogi. We see the Han River from the window of a subway car. Mount Namsan can be seen in the background. All right, I'm now at Ttukseom Park, down by the Han River. And it's really a beautiful place. It's just got bike paths, lots of people enjoying the park. You can see the Latte Tower from here. You can see the Olympic Stadium from here. That's where, of course, Ben Johnson made his infamous run back in 1988. I remember staying up till 1 o'clock in the morning like a sucker watching him race, being excited for one day. But I am here to find a couple of locations for the Gangnam Style video, which was shot, well, at least a couple of scenes were shot here. And the first one is up here on these stairs when he's going across the screen, and the two old ladies are walking backwards while he's running forward. So that's the shot I'm trying to get here. It can be a challenge. Not just finding these locations, but getting the exact angle. If you need the right lens and all that stuff, and sometimes it doesn't, you don't get it exactly, but I'm going to try to get it as close as possible. That's take one. Camera wasn't really in the right place. Adjusted the camera for take two. I was going too fast, so I slowed down for take three, and then four. So it's between 3 and 4. Those were the best ones. And then the second one, I'm standing right here in the second location here. That's where they were, the yoga scenes. And he's doing that little shimmy across the screen. I can't do that shimmy. I practiced, I tried. I just can't get the hips and the legs to work properly, but it is the right location. But I just can't get that little shimmy he does to the side. That's almost impossible for me to do. Then I noticed the swan boats from that one shot in the video. Wasn't really looking for them, but there they were. The swan boats from the video are still here. That's cool. I think I see the number 57 swan that was in the video. The number 57 boat is right there. That's number 57, that one right there. All right, I am now in Incheon, looking for some more locations from the Gangnam Style video, specifically the parking garage scenes. I think I'm in the right place. Hopefully I'm in the right place. And I'm also here to meet my friend Katherine, dear friend from my radio days. She's going to do a little interview, so it's going to be nice to see her after a long time. So here we are. Let's take a look around. Well, it does look like I'm in the right place, even though obviously it's not as brightly lit as it would have been in the video. But this looks like the right place. It matches up with what I have on stills that I took. So around here somewhere. Usually back here. Back here, that I'll probably, somewhere around this angle here, that I'll be making a fool of myself. Somewhere around here. All right. And this is the elevator. And it's this elevator here. And how do I know it's this elevator here? It's because I saw it on the behind the scenes video. I noticed it was like the third door from the left. So this will be the elevator right here for the brief elevator scene. All right, so I am in the right place. That's a relief, because there was a part of me thinking maybe I didn't find the right place. So it's dimly lit, so it's not gonna look exactly like, obviously in the video they had lots of lights to light up this parking garage, but that doesn't matter. I'm in the right place. Hello, so nice to see you. Thank you for coming out. I appreciate it.
How long did it take you to get here?
Half hour, crazy cabbie. Oh, he was out of his mind.
Yeah, I'm sure it was. He was with no traffic, right?
Yeah. Katherine, you are the first official interview guest on the Nervous Flyer.
Yeah.
And I appreciate it so very, very much. So you've been living here for a few years.
Yes.
Tell me what the major differences between life here and life in Toronto.
Well, I think this is actually one of the biggest reasons that I continue to stay here, and I think it's the cost of living. That's the biggest difference. Toronto, I mean, I don't know the actual situation since I haven't lived there for a long time, but the cost of living in Korea is definitely better. I'm able to live more comfortably and enjoy more entertainment and like personal stuff on the income that I have. But if I have the income that I have in Toronto, I would definitely not be able to even live independently. I would probably have to live with my parents.
Okay.
So yeah, that's
All
one
right.
of the biggest things.
Now, tell me if this is an accurate statement or not. It feels like this country is very modern, and it's also very traditional.
Right.
And these two ideas coexist with varying degrees of friction.
Yes.
Is that true or not true?
It's definitely true. I think the biggest thing that you can see that it's modern is in its like technology. So Korea has one of the fastest like internet speeds in the world, but it's also traditional in the sense that the culture, Korean culture is so long and rich, and there's a lot of like the morals and like traditional thoughts that people still have. So, for example, tattoos are still illegal in Korea.
Okay.
So if you go-
Illegal, like illegal.
like they're illegal, but people still do them like in a way that they can not get in trouble.
Right.
But like there are a lot of, I guess, older generations that like see tattoos and they're like, oh, like, you know. And if you go to like saunas or like places where you have to show your skin, sometimes they won't allow you if you have too many tattoos. So that's kind of an example of modern and also traditional at the same time.
Now, I was thinking about tradition because today is Father's Day in Canada,
Yes.
and I was watching Psy's Summer Swag concert from last year, and he did a song called "Father," which was like a tribute to dads.
Yeah, yeah.
And there were people in the audience bawling their eyes out, which got me thinking: is that a thing here? Are dads like put up on a pedestal here?
I don't know if it's specifically dads, but I think one part of Korean culture, like family is a very strong element in terms of like what bonds you and like what makes you a person. So I guess maybe the people in the audience watching that song, they just like thought of their fathers as Psy was singing a song about his father.
Okay.
But yeah, family is a very strong thing here in Korean culture.
All right, tell me, Catherine, how ubiquitous is K-pop here in Korea? Is it everywhere, or is it like hockey in Canada? It's in there in the background if you want to follow it.
It's definitely bigger than hockey in Canada.
Okay.
I think probably as big as BTS has gone internationally. Like it's pretty much a standard of music here. Like even if you just like walk on the streets, like so many stores will be blaring like K-pop music out onto the streets. And if you watch TV, there's a bunch of like music shows where these K-pop groups perform live. So just how like regular pop is popular in Western culture, K-pop is really big here.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Catherine, thank you for taking the time for coming out.
Yes.
And I brought you a little gift.
Coffee crisp!
Coffee crisp from Canada.
I don't know if it's Canadian, but I know that I only have access to it in Canada, so thank you very much.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thank you for coming out. Appreciate it.
Yes, thank you.
And with Catherine's help, I got the last few shots I needed from the Gangnam Style locations. First, in the parking garage entrance.
Yeah, there, now your full body's in. Yep.
Okay. And then I start, quote unquote, dancing. I tried that sideways shimmy. Not as smooth as Psy, but I gave it a shot.
Okay. Alright.
I have a mad respect for, Psy and JYP to be dancing like that in their 40s and 50s. I can do that for 10 seconds and I'm done. So mad respect to real dancers. Then in the nearby elevator.
Okay.
And then I'll do what I gotta do.
Yep, I'm recording.
Okay. Alright, let me just let the doors close. Then I do the hip thrusting move from the video with a silly expression on my face. And finally, on the platform of a nearby subway station. Yeah?
Yep.
Alright, here goes nothing. Alright, I actually practiced this, Katherine. 1, 2. And then I do the well-known Gangnam Style horse dance as best I can. That's it! And this is my finished Gangnam Style tribute video. We see the scenes from the Gangnam Style video intercut with my shots in the exact same locations. Alright, I'm at the Parasite movie steps, made famous from the Best Picture Oscar winner from a few years ago, Parasite. And they've even got it set up here like a photo zone, so I guess lots of people come here to get their photos taken. Now, generally speaking, in the movies, staircases have some kind of symbolic meaning. They're not just a location. So, for example, when Rocky Balboa runs up the steps, he's ascending. He's ascending up the steps to glory, to victory. He's assuming his highest form at the top of those stairs. And then conversely, in La Dolce Vita, Marcello Mastroianni, he descends the stairs when he's having a tryst with his mistress. He goes down the stairs of the prostitute's apartment because that's what sinners do. They descend into hell. That's the meaning of those steps. Now for the movie Parasite, it's a movie about rich versus the poor. And the poor family are working for the rich family in this movie, and they think they have it all figured out until a plot twist in the middle, and then they have to run away from the rich person's house, and then they run down the steps here in the rain. See, they're descending back to their lower class because they're lower class people, and they're scurrying away, and it's rainy, and they're going back to where they belong because they're lower class. And that is my interpretation of these steps. And this has been Joe's Movie Minute. Seven takes. Okay, my next stop is trying out bibimbap, a rice dish I learned about from Dahyun, a member of Twice, who was on a TV show doing a guessing game and yelled out the word bibimbap! And now every time I see the word bibimbap, I hear her voice yelling it in my head. In any case, this is it. It's a rice dish and comes with a variety of vegetables, mushrooms, a cooked egg on top. The toppings can vary and it can be served hot or cold. I have the hot variety, so here goes, let's try it out. What you can't see off screen is me struggling with the chopsticks to pick up the rice. I eventually give up and go with a spoon. So, here I go, first time trying bibimbap! The verdict? It's very good. Spicy, but not too spicy, which seems to be a theme in Korean cuisine. There's a lot of great flavors all mixing together and a lot of textures between the egg and the greens and the rice. Very good, very, very tasty. I would definitely recommend bibimbap. It's very good. All right, it's 7:15 in the morning and I'm at Bukhansan National Park on the outskirts of Seoul, and I'm about to climb, or hike I should say, to the top of Baegundae Peak, which is 836 meters above sea level and the highest point in the city. So, they say it takes about 2 hours. I'm anticipating it'll take me 3. So I got lots of water, lots of patience. I'm gonna take it nice and easy. So, I'm doing today's hike, and I did the one a couple days ago in Tokyo as a fundraiser for the Canadian Mental Health Association. So, thank you again to everybody who made a donation. I do appreciate it. I am dedicating today's climb to an old friend of mine I used to work with years ago. He passed away very suddenly about a month ago. He was just the nicest guy, just the most upbeat, positive guy you could ever know. and I think he's a great example, not just to me, but to all of us. So, Chris, this is for you. I walk through a small archway to start my climb. So what's going to happen is I'll be climbing for a certain amount of time. Then I'm going to hit a fork in the road near the top. On the left is a gate from an old fortress. On the right will be a staircase that'll take us to the top. So nice and easy. I see a hiker who is basically running up the path. Ay, ay, ay. I admire his pace. Look at that. It's almost completely quiet. The upcoming safety signs are in Korean, so I don't actually know what they're saying. All right, some important safety tips. Okay, keep that in mind, keep that in mind, and keep that in mind. Oh, that's the peak right there. There it is. Am I out of my mind? That's where I'm heading? That's insane. No, I'm insane. The hiking path at first looks like a staircase, easy to climb at first glance. But it's actually made of loose rock and it's very uneven, so you really have to be careful of every step. I come across a small stream. It looks like the headwaters of the various creeks that make up the national park. I see a stray cat lying down in the sunshine, stretching and enjoying the weather. I stumble a little here. You really need to be careful. This is it. This is the fork in the road. That's the gate of the fortress I was talking about. We are 300 meters from the top. I should say 300 meters in distance, not altitude. I don't know how much altitude. Oh my gosh. So that's the fork in the road. I take the path on the right, which leads to a staircase. I eventually get to the steep final section where I need both hands to climb. Okay, final push to the top. I'm gonna GoPro this. So this is my nephew's GoPro. So thank you, Thomas. I'm gonna go hands-free so I can get to the top. So let's do this. The GoPro camera is attached to the top of my baseball cap. The final section at Baegundae is not a vertical climb, but a very steep section where you use handrails made of thick steel cable to pull yourself up. There are footholds carved into the rock in some sections, and you can use those as well. As you can hear by my grunting and heavy exertions, this was very difficult for me. I am the opposite of being in shape, and this is easily the toughest thing I've ever done. As you'll see coming up, I didn't get emotional when I reached the top, but I was emotional pretty much the whole way up and back down. I talked about it in the Edinburgh episode, why this was important for me to do personally. I was determined to get to the top, and that was it. That was insanely tough, difficult. I can't even speak. I'm almost there. I just gotta rest for a little bit more. Take it in the view. This is what it looks like up here. It's hazy, but that's okay. All right. Final push to the top, and then much deserved water break. Yay! I go up a very steep staircase, and then I almost fall down in a flat section soon after. Oh shit. Oh, that's nice. Oh. Oh my goodness. Oh. The top is now within sight. Almost there. One last water break. All right, to the top. It took me 3 hours to reach the top. A few more steps and I reach the summit. I first see the Korean flag, which flies at the top. From the summit, you can see the tops of the two other peaks there at Bukhansan National Park. There are tree-covered hills in the middle distance. In the background, you can see a little bit of the city, but not too much because of the haze. We see the huge rock at the summit, which is inscribed with the height of the peak, 836 meters. And finally, we see me standing at the summit with the Korean flag flying behind me. I am smiling and my arms are outstretched, so very happy to have finally reached the top. Written and edited by Joe LaManna, with special thanks to Katherine Nguyen. If you like this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit the like button, share the video, and spread the word. The Tokyo episode is coming soon, and be sure to check out past videos at the Nervous Flyer channel. Thank you for your support.